Cache County is Don Henley's first solo album in 15 years. It's good to see you again. Welcome back.
Good to see you.
Why does it take you 15 years to create another solo album?
Because the Eagles never stop touring.
Oh, yes, that's right.
You know, there's that.
And because I have 3 teenagers at home that I like to spend time with when I'm not touring.
Yeah, so you never got time to write those songs you wanted to write.
Right, yeah. Well, I've never been terribly prolific. You know, I write in the spaces in between, but the Eagles are my first priority, or have been. So I've been doing it in my spare time.
The Eagles are all on good terms with each other?
Yes, we are.
Good.
Yeah.
But you've talked about this new music, which, by the way, I have to say congratulations. I love country music, and I never thought of Don Henley as country. But you said you've been working on this for 5 years, Cache County.
5 or 6 years.
Goes to your roots.
Some of the album is country. Some of it could be in the category, this new category they call Americana. And some of it is blues. It doesn't really fit into any particular box or any particular genre, but it leans toward country.
But it goes to your roots of Texas.
It does.
Cache
I am
County.
from a very small town in northeast Texas, which is called Linden, Texas. It's the county seat of Cass County. And there are only about 30,000 people in the entire county. And the median family income is $28,500. So it's a very rural place, and it was a good place to grow up.
But you wanted to tell a story, Don, it seems from the lyrics, about small town and small town living, true?
Yeah, I wanted to give a nod to the town I come from. It was an extraordinary place to grow up, and I had a lot of support from my parents and from the people who lived there. And I just wanted to give a nod to my hometown, and they don't get much attention down there.
Good for you. You also collaborate with interesting people, Dolly Parton, Mick Jagger.
Yes, indeed.
So you call them up and say, I've written this song about my hometown. I want you to join me?
Well, something like that. You know, sometimes we have to go through channels.
Yes.
You have to go through people.
Through people.
Called
My
agents.
people have to call their people.
That's right.
But some of them are my friends, and everyone that nobody said no. Everybody said yes.
Did that surprise you?
Sometimes, yeah. But I was thrilled and delighted that they all agreed to do it, and there's some incredible talent on the album. Some of my favorite singers in the world.
Hotel California is the best thing you ever wrote?
Don't know.
It's your favorite?
No, I don't really have a favorite. My favorite.
It's the one that everybody loves most.
It's the one that's the most well known over the world. But my favorites tend to be the things I've written lately. You know, I like the newer stuff.
Like, take a picture of this.
Take a picture
I
of
love
this.
song because it starts out one way and it's actually a very sad song, Don Henley.
It has a little twist at the end, yeah. I call it the empty nester song.
But you say that you have songs in your head every day, that every day there's a song rolling around in there and you just don't always write it, but it's there.
It's there. I don't always, I'm not very organized at getting it down, but I do get it written eventually. But this album is dealing with the duality of place and where we come from. You know, I think all of us have conflicting feelings sometimes about where we come from. You know, we sort of have a love-hate relationship with the place where we spent our formative years. You know, I know that I do. And so I'm still trying to figure out my hometown and the changes that have happened there. And the difference between the way it was then and the way it is now.
But you give lie to what Thomas Wolfe said, you can never go home again because you went home again.
Yeah, I've been involved with civic affairs in my hometown for the last 20, 25 years. You can go home again, you just can't necessarily stay.
Take a look at this. This is you and Stephen Colbert about Donald Trump. Here it is.
Listen, Mr. Trump, empires rise and empires fall. You stick around here long enough, you see it all.
You just want him to respond, don't you, Don Henley?
That was just something spontaneous that came out of my mouth. The song is called Too Much Pride. And if you recall, I had a wonderful high school English teacher named Margaret Lovelace who taught for 50 years. And she always used to talk to us about the 7 deadly sins. And pride was one of them. And I think that there's a fine line between pride and arrogance.
And where's Donald on that line?
Over the line. But between pride, a little pride is a good thing, but when it gets over into hubris and arrogance, then you're in trouble, I think. And so I thought that song was an appropriate place to perhaps give a little reminder.
Watch out, you'll be getting a tweet.
That's right.
Fine. Actually, I don't tweet. I don't tweet. I don't do Facebook. I don't do any social media, so I'm fine.
Well, it might come to your attention. Listen, you were one of the most famous rock stars, but they say you don't like the limelight. That's true?
I've never been particularly comfortable in the limelight. I like my private life. You know, I like to go.
3 children. Yeah.
I've got 3 children. I like to keep them away from the limelight.
Yeah.
I really live a very normal life in Dallas, Texas. I go to the supermarket and push the cart around. I gas up the cars. I mow the lawn. You know, I mean, I go to this, but I can't escape my music. You know,
Yeah.
you really haven't lived until you've heard Desperado while staring at the frozen peas in the freezer compartment.
My request would be Heart of the Matter, Don Henley, just saying.
That's a good one.
I love that
like
song.
one.
I love this song. There it is, too. Thank you, Don Henley.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to meet you. Cass County, by the way, goes on sale. Here, Charlie, can I hold this up?
Yes.
Cass County, here it
In
is.
vinyl, by the way.
And vinyl goes on sale on Friday.